Or do you just wait till everywhere have burst before you say what you have to say? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brilmond, and it's good to have you back here. If you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. Now, this channel is simply called Brilmond, and here we talk. Yes, talk therapy. Sometimes we teach life hacks. Sometimes we talk about things that normally you wouldn't see anywhere, and then we show some food recipe from time to time. You're welcome. So today we're going to be talking about communication. First of all, what is communication? Communication is just basically talking, like I'm talking now, you're listening and understanding what I am saying. Communication is a fundamental core of the human relationship, right? It's something that we do all the time, and whether it is good or bad, it's communication. Whether we have communicated properly or we haven't communicated properly, we have communicated nonetheless. So that is why it is very important that we try to communicate exactly what we mean, to avoid getting misunderstood. You would agree with me that one time or the other you have been misunderstood. You said something and somebody read it in a different way, maybe because the communication wasn't clear to them. The end chain of communication is comprehension, right? So by the time you finish saying what you're saying or finish doing what you're doing, what did the person understand by that action? And that's comprehension. What are the things to do when you find out that the person you're talking to is not responding, the person is not understanding what you're saying? What are the things to do? Number one, identify your communication pattern. So what are the ways in which you communicate? What language are you most comfortable in communicating with? And do you only speak out when you're being triggered, or do you just naturally walk and have the conversation when you see that something is not right and you decide, okay, I'm going to talk about it? Or do you just wait till everywhere have burst before you say what you have to say? That's the first one. And the second one is learn to ask the right question, because when you're communicating with somebody and you're not asking the right questions, you'll be getting the wrong answers. Learn how to ease into a conversation and ask the right questions that will enable the person you're talking to be able to participate in the conversation. Don't just dominate a conversation. No, it's not proper. When your communication is between two people, even when you're making an order, when you're passing an order, you have to be sure that the person you're giving that order understands you. That is the end of communication. So you cannot just say something and go away without getting any response and say you've communicated. Perhaps the person didn't hear you. The person might be lost in their thoughts and not be listening to what you're saying, and you just went ahead and said what you said and that was it, but you ended up not saying anything because the person didn't understand what you're saying. So yes, ease into a conversation. Learn to make it easier for the person that you're talking to and for yourself as well, because when the person you're talking to feels seen, feel heard and understood as well, they open up more to you, and they say what's on their mind, or they disagree. If you're asking someone to do something and you give them the room to say, oh sorry, it's not going to be convenient for me to do this thing at this time, maybe I could do it later, then then just dishing it out and going, and then the person ends up not doing it and you come back and you're wondering what has happened. So yes, learn to make room for conversation to go both ways. Find a common ground. So when you find that the person is not comprehending what you're saying, the person is just looking at you lustfully, or the person you can almost always tell when a person is not understanding what you're saying. You find a common ground. You can either use body language, sign language, like I'm doing right now. You make them understand, describe it, use your gestures a lot, use the lingos that are understandable. Like you can't be talking to a baby boomer and use the Gen Z lingo. The communication is going to be lost on you, except somebody that is really in the moment. You have to use the lingo of the time. So forget about slangs and everything. Use very simple basic English to communicate whatever it is, right? So Gen Z have the things that they are saying now, millennials have what they are saying now, and baby boomers have their own way of understanding. So find a level ground, know who you are communicating, gauge the situation. Now baby boomers are like our parents, millennials are us, and the younger generation are the Gen Z. So even when you're talking to a child, you find a common ground. If you're talking to a child, you're standing, you can stoop down, come to the level of the child, and engage them eye to eye. make eye contact and make them see that, oh, this is what I'm trying to say to you. If you need to point it out to them, you point it out. That is what I'm asking you to bring that cup for me, bring it here, you know, cup here, so that they will really know what you're saying. And then if you're living in an environment that is dominated by the locals, you find the local language and you learn a thing or two there, so that when you go to the market, for example, it will be easy for you to communicate. You cannot go to Rome and be speaking Russian there. You have to learn what the Romans say. So when you're in a local environment, learn the basic things in their language, like please, thank you, excuse me, where do I find, and what have you. Conversations aren't going on well, the human mind subconsciously finds a way to be defensive. You know, it shuts down the communicator. When you find somebody always yelling at you, when the person is coming to approach you, your mind automatically tells you, oh, this person is coming to yell, and you're already defending yourself, like, what am I going to say now? I didn't do it, or I didn't know anything about it. Or you look for something to tell the person, because that's their communication pattern, and that's how your mind has registered it. So what I implore you to do is to improve your communication skills today. Ask around, ask your friends, ask your family, the people you live with, are there ways that I talk to you that you don't like? How do you think I can talk to you better? When they tell you, put what they have told you to good use. There are a lot of self-help books that are out there on communication skills. I'm going to link some Amazon links so that you can get yours today. And if you need me to hook you up, especially, just come to my inbox at 𝐲𝐸𝐿𝐻, either on Twitter or on Instagram. I hope you have been able to learn a thing or two about communication. If this video have helped you, don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section telling me what you have learned from this video, or if you have any other thing to add to what I have said, let me hear it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe as well, and share these videos to your friend who you think might love it. Take care of yourself and communicate properly. Bye.